Do you want to know the strange truth about email marketing that has generated an extra $1 million in revenue for one of our e-commerce clients in the first 4 months? This completely contradicts what most gurus teach you. And if you're not doing this, you're leaving thousands on the table every single month. 2 years ago, I was sitting down with an e-commerce founder who was scared of spamming his email list. His skincare brand was bleeding money on paid ads, and his email revenue has flat down on $52K per month of revenue. Why? Because he was following the classic wisdom of sending fewer emails to protect his email deliverability. Today, that same brand generates $118K per month email revenue with a stunning 53% open rate. And here's the counterintuitive part. They're sending more emails than ever before. I'm Emil from Magicity, and I'm about to show you why everything that you've been told about email frequency is wrong, and how sending more emails might be the exact thing that your Shopify store needs to generate way more revenue and to grow your business at scale, so you can break through the next level with your store. Let's dive into it. Okay, so let's bust the biggest myth in e-commerce email marketing, that sending more emails will hurt your email deliverability. We hear this all the time, and I can already see you thinking, yeah, I don't want to spam my audience with multiple emails a week. I hate receiving that emails myself, so why would I do that to my customers? That's something that I hear all the time. So here's what actually happens when you reduce your email frequency or only send 1 to 2 campaigns a week. First, your engagement rates will drop. So we saw this with our pet brand client. They were sending 1 email campaign per week, trying to protect their email list, and their open rates have plummeted to 22%. And you might wonder why. Well, because inbox providers like Gmail were seeing low engagement rates and inconsistent sending patterns. Plus, really important, this brand wasn't staying top of mind for their audience anymore because they were just receiving 1 email campaign per week. But the big problem is that their competitors were sending 3 to 4 campaigns every single week. So it was not their brand that was staying top of mind within the target audience. It was their competitor's brand that was staying top of mind. So their audience started thinking about their competitor and not about their brand, simply due to the fact that they were only sending 1 campaign per week. And when you think about it, do you remember a brand that's only sending you 1 campaign a week? Can you actively remember the brand right now? I don't think so. And when these email subscribers did receive an email, they were more likely to perceive it as spam, since the brand wasn't top of mind anymore. Because if you're just getting an email from a brand once a week, then you're not remembering this brand anymore. So you're more likely to perceive it as spam, because you're like, hey, who the heck is this? So then again, you're more likely to perceive it as spam. So not only was their audience shopping with competitors who stayed visible in their inbox, but they also began seeing this brand's rare emails as intrusive or irrelevant, aka as spam. So it's like trying to maintain a friendship, but only reaching out once a month. So then the relationship grows cold. Now let's talk about the engagement paradox. So here's where it gets interesting. So when we increase the sending frequency for this pet brand to 3 to 4 times a week, something magical happened. So the open rate shot up to 55% within 60 days. And they went from generating 123K per month of email revenue to 212K per month of email revenue. And why? Because of something that I call the engagement cascade effect. So first of all, more frequent emails means your audience recognizes you and engages more with your brand. So again, if you're sending 1 campaign a week, you don't remember this brand. If this brand is popping up in your inbox every other day, then you start to remember this brand. Then consistent sending patterns signal to Gmail that you're a legitimate sender. So if you're only sending 1 campaign a week, then Gmail don't really know if you're a reliable sender. If you're sending 3 to 4 campaigns a week, then Gmail is recognizing this pattern and they start recognizing you as a reliable sender. Then higher engagement rates will improve your sender reputation because people will start to recognize you. They will open your emails. Open rates will go up. This will send a better signal to Gmail and Outlook. And finally, a better sender reputation means a better inbox placement. So your emails start to land in the primary inbox and not in the spam box. So it's basically a flying wheel of better results simply by making sure that you're sending more emails. So it's a virtuous cycle that most e-commerce marketers get completely backwards. Think that if they send more emails, that it will actually hurt your email deliverability. It's the other way around. But of course, there's one critical thing that you need to understand. And that's that your emails actually have to be good. And this is where most e-commerce brands go wrong. Sending 3 to 4 sales emails is not going to help your brand. So your emails should focus on delivering value and entertainment. That's the most important thing. Emails should be short, sweet, and easy to digest. Remember, people are busy, inboxes are full, and their attention spans are short. So you need to make your content quick, engaging, and valuable. Keep in mind, you're not just competing versus other emails in their inbox. You're competing versus YouTube, versus TikTok, versus Instagram. You need to get the attention of your audience. And people are only seeing your emails for like 3 to 5 seconds, and that's it. So if your emails are boring or overly salesy, people will stop opening them, and then your open rates are dropping. And what also will drop is your email reputation, because Gmail will notice that people are not opening your emails anymore. So what will Gmail do, since they want to offer the best user experience to their email subscribers and not to you? They will make sure that your emails will land in the promotions tab, and after that it will land in the spam folder. So remember, inbox providers like Google, so Gmail, and also Outlook, they only care about one thing. That's giving their users the best possible experience. They don't care about your brand. Really, trust me, they don't care. They only care about their users. So if Google notices that people are enjoying your emails, guess what? They'll reward you by placing your messages in the primary inbox. So it's really that simple. And oftentimes I see all these email marketing gurus talk about technical stuff and like little hacks to make sure that your emails are not landing in the spam box. And of course, there are some things that you can do to optimize your email deliverability. But at its core, the most important thing to keep in mind is that your emails should be valuable. People like to open your emails. Open rates will go up, Gmail will be happy. People don't like to open your emails, your open rates will drop, and complaint rate will go up. Then Gmail is like, okay, let's send all of these emails to the spam folder. Again, it's really that simple. So when people like your emails, your email reputation will improve and your deliverability will go up, even if you're sending 4 times a week. And you might wondering, okay, so if this works, why can I just send 7 emails a week, so every single day? So we have split tested this many times for e-commerce brands, and we noticed that the sweet spot is like 3 to 4 times a week. If you are sending every single day, then in general it will hurt like the user experience. People will find it spammy. So like the golden rule is 3 to 4 campaigns a week. That's what we've noticed after split testing this many times for our clients. Okay, so now you know what's like the ideal sending volume, but now you might wonder, okay, what types of emails should I send? So email campaigns typically fall into one of these 7 categories. So we have the promo/special offers. We have like the holidays, special events. We have like product launches. We have the product highlights, and this can be with multiple angles, like a problem solution angle, an us versus them, a bundle promotion, the essentials, bestseller promotion, new arrivals, gift guides, subscriptions, restocks, you name it. So there are a lot of different angles that fall into the product highlight bucket. Then we have the social proof, so reviews, user generated content, press mentions, influencers, stuff like that. Then we have the value-based emails. So this can be your blogs, your articles, how-tos, myths, stuff like that. And then finally, we have the company update. So this can be showing your brand USPs, a founder story, recent developments. So those are typically the 7 categories, 7 buckets of email campaigns. So you want to make sure that you create a healthy mix of these types of emails in your campaign calendar. So you don't just want to rely on promotions and special offers, because yeah, of course they will drive immediate revenue for your brands. On the short term, it looks like a good idea to offer discounts all the time. But the problem is that nobody likes to receive constant buy now emails. So it works on the short term. On the long term, that 20% off discount that you give away is not interesting anymore for your inbox. And overdoing promotions can make your brand seem desperate, and it can actually create something that we call sales resistance. And that's of course something that we don't want. We don't want to come across over as needy. We want to make sure that people like to open your emails. And of course you can sprinkle in a discount every now and then. We typically like to make sure that it's max once a month, except for Q4, of course, it's like a different period. But besides that, try to maximize it to like 1 sales event per month. That seems to be like a healthy mix. For some of our clients, we never use discount. It also works very well. And then when you start using a discount, let's say for Black Friday, then you see a major boost in revenue. So that can also be like a good idea, but don't give away discounts every single week. Don't be that brand. So what kind of non-discounted email campaigns to use? So here are a couple of ideas. So a testimonial campaign, user-generated content, press mentions, media publications, blog/article highlights, research highlights, myths debunked, frequently asked questions, training products, the best-selling products, the new arrivals, staff picks, the really good angle, back in stock, bundles, the essentials that people need, a gift guide for yourself or for someone else, gift yourself, the feature highlight, the benefit highlight, us versus them, a problem solution angle, the before after angle, behind the scenes, how to use your product, how is your product made, tips and tricks on how to use your product, a sneak peek, recent developments inside the company, the brand USPs, the brand story, founder story, meet the team, and of course we got your holidays. So I actually made a YouTube video called The Best Email Marketing Calendar in 2025, where I go into full detail on how to craft the best email marketing calendar with real life examples. So I'll show you exactly with all of these emails that I've just mentioned, like examples in terms of email design, what needs to be inside. So click on the link in the description if you want to watch this full video. Now let's talk about a critical step, and that's to clean your email list regularly. So you want to make sure that you only send emails to engaged people. You don't want to blast your entire list, because then you will get email deliverability problems. So you want to make sure that you clean your email list regularly. So this will dramatically improve your email deliverability, and it will help you avoid the spam folder. Because let's say you're sending to people who never open your emails, again, that sends a bad signal to Gmail and Outlook, because they think, okay, this brand is sending emails to this person, but this person never opens this email, probably spam. So what will they do? More of your emails to other people will also land in the spam folder. Because again, as I said many times, Gmail wants to make sure, and also Outlook, of course, they want to make sure that the users get the best possible experience. And especially nowadays with like improved spam filters with AI, Gmail and Outlook are really good in determining what is an email that people like to open and what's an email that people don't like to open. So really critical step is making sure that you're sending less emails to people who are not opening email, aka just sending emails to your engaged audience. So there are a couple of segments that we always like to generate and to suppress, or at least exclude from your email campaigns. The first thing is that you want to get rid of people who have been unengaged with your brand in the last 180 days. So this is like the segment that we like to make. So has opened email 0 times in the last 180 days, clicked email 0 times, active on site 0 times in the last 180 days. Then we want to say received email is at least X times in the last 180 days. And this is like 3 to 6 times the weekly volume. So let's say you're sending 4 campaigns a week. You want to do 12 to 24 received emails in the last 180 days, because we do want to give people the opportunity to actually open your emails, of course. And person can receive email marketing. So this is a really important segment to make, and that you want to exclude from your email campaigns and even suppress from your email list. Second step is to get rid of people who didn't receive an email in the last year. So properties first active at least 365 days ago, or created at least 365 days ago, and received email 0 times and has active on site 0 times in the last year, and the person can receive email marketing. So these are people who've been on your email list for over a year, but they never received an email in the last year. They haven't been active on your website in the last year. So this is really a segment of people who are inactive, and it can be multiple reasons why you haven't emailed them in the last year. A lot of times when we dive into Klaviyo accounts, we notice that there have been mistakes with sign-up forms and welcome series flow. So people have signed up for the email list, but they never received an email from you. And of course, I can already see you thinking like, okay, we should try to reactivate them. I can already tell you, of course, you could try to send them a reactivation flow or a campaign. But most of the times, if someone has been on your email list for over a year and they never heard from you because they also haven't been on your website, this person is not going to be engaged with your brand anymore. So it's basically a waste of time. It can only hurt your email deliverability. So my advice would be to immediately remove those people from your email list. Then step 3 is to get rid of people who didn't open any email. So what you want to say is someone has been first active or created at least a year ago again, and has never received an email from your site, but the person can receive email marketing. So they are an active profile. So it's kind of similar to the previous segment, but in this case, we're basically saying that this person has never received an email from your site. They have been on your email list for over a year. So it's basically like a double check with the second segment, because sometimes there's like a lot of overlap, and sometimes there's still like people who are in the third segment. So this is also a segment that you really want to get rid of. Then the fourth segment that you want to make is people who've marked your emails as spam. So what you say has marked email as spam at least once over all time and can receive email marketing. So these are the people who have marked one of your emails as spam. So your emails are landing in their spam box. Again, sends a bad signal to Gmail and Outlook. We don't want that. So we want to get rid of those people as soon as possible. And then the last segment that we want to make is a bounced email segment. So what someone has done has bounced email at least 4 times over all time, where bounce type equals soft, or has bounced email at least once over all time, where bounce type equals hard, and people and person can receive email marketing. So what we're saying, if this email address had a hard bounce, we should suppress them immediately. If this email address has a soft soft bounce for at least 4 times, we also want to get rid of them. There's a difference between hard bounces and soft bounces. Hard bounce means that this email address is not working anymore, so we really want to get rid of them as soon as possible. A soft bounce means that there was a temporary problem, like the inbox was full, there was a server outage at their email provider, stuff like that. So that's why we want to make sure that we don't want to get rid of them immediately, but after 4 times, then still a good idea to get rid of them. So that's why this segment. So now that you've cleaned your list, so you made these segments, you've suppressed them from your email list, and now you've cleaned your list and you've basically got rid of the dead weight. So what's left are your engaged, or at least somewhat engaged customers. And by removing people who've marked your emails as spam or whose emails have bounced, you're no longer sending campaigns to those who hurt your email reputation, because especially those last segments, if you send to them, that will hurt your email reputation. So yeah, this sends a much better signal to the inbox providers like Gmail and Outlook. And with a cleaner, more engaged list, inbox providers will see that your emails are wanted, which will boost your sender reputation, which will boost your deliverability and increases your chances of landing in the primary inbox. And again, this works even when you're sending 4 times a week. And do you remember the skincare brand that I mentioned at the beginning of this video? So their success wasn't just about increasing their email frequency. It was about understanding that deliverability improves with engagement. Engagement improves with frequency, and that frequency improves with proper implementation. So many e-commerce brands are stuck in a self-imposed deliverability prison. So they're afraid to email their list enough to generate real results. So you don't want to make that mistake for your own e-commerce brand. So really make sure that you're sending more emails than just once or twice a week. Now, I've put together a comprehensive 275-page email marketing course that breaks down everything about campaigns, flows, list growth, and email deliverability. And you know what's the best part? It's 100% free for you to download. So click on the link in the description to download it right now and get instant access to this free course. And if this has opened your eyes about email frequency, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to the channel for more valuable content on email marketing for e-commerce brands. And of course, thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.